Hello and welcome everyone. So can you define sound? Sound is a form of energy and it is produced when an object vibrates or shakes rapidly. We have already seen in our previous video, right? Now today we are going to discuss sound needs a medium for propagation. Propagation means to travel. So sound always needs a medium to travel. It needs a material medium like for their propagation, like solid, liquid and gas. Sound needs a material medium for their propagation like solid, liquid and gas to travel, because the molecules of solid, liquid and gas, it carries sound waves from one point to another. Sound cannot progress through a vacuum because vacuum has no molecules which can vibrate and carry the sound waves. When molecules are not there, there is no vibration and the sound waves cannot be carried out. Let's see and let's understand this through an activity.
Take a tumbler and make sure it is dry. Place a cell phone in it. Remember that the cell phone must not be kept in water. Ask your friend to give a ring on this cell phone with another cell phone. Listen to the ring carefully. You can hear the sound of the cell phone. Now close the tumbler with a lid and make space for a straw. Now start sucking the air through the tumbler. Ask your friend to give a ring again. What do you observe? Amount of sound that you hear gradually decreases.
Before closing the lid, there was air inside the tumbler and so we could hear the ring, isn't it? Once we close the tumbler and start sucking the air from the tumbler, the sound of the phone became faint. What if we suck out all the air from the tumbler? You will be surprised to know that if we suck out all the air from the tumbler, you will not be able to hear the ring of the cell phone which is inside the tumbler. By this we can conclude that yes, sound needs a medium to travel. Let us find out if astronauts can talk normally on space as they do on Earth. We all know that there is no matter in space. Okay? The absence of matter is called vacuum. Vacuum means there is no matter present. Okay? That is called vacuum. As there is no matter, there is no medium for the sound to travel. That is why we don't hear any sound in space unless and until some special devices are used to talk. That is why astronauts use some special device to talk in space. Sound cannot travel in vacuum due to the fact that there are no molecules that can be compressed or expanded in space. Now that we know that sound travels through a medium, let's find out what those medium could be. Let us see an example. Place your ear on one end of a long wooden or metallic table. Okay, place your ear like this and ask your friend to scratch the table gently from the other end of the table. Could you hear the sound? That scratching sound? Yes. Very clearly you will be able to hear the scratching sound. So, what do we conclude? So, what is the medium here? Medium is the wooden or a metallic table. So what is it? It is a solid. So we can conclude that sound travels through any solid. Now let's take another example.
Take a bucket or a bathtub. Fill it with clean water. Take a small bell in one hand. Shake this bell inside the water to produce sound. Make sure that the bell does not touch the body of the bucket or the tub. Place your ear gently on the water surface. Be careful that the water should not enter your ear. Can you hear the sound of the bell? It indicates that sound can travel through liquid.
So we conclude that yes, sound can travel through a liquid. Oh, that's why the whales and the dolphin communicate underwater by sending sound waves. By sending sound waves, these creatures can communicate with each other through water. Okay. Now, one question. Can sound travel through the gaseous medium? Now, you are able to hear me, right? What is the medium? Air. Air is the most commonly used medium to hear sound. By this, we can conclude that sound travels through gaseous medium too. Using all these knowledge, you can perform an interesting activity to show that sound can travel through a string. Yes, definitely, I think you have guessed it right. You can make a toy phone, toy telephone. Okay. So what you have to do? Take 2 cups, attach it with a string and check it yourself. Now it's time to discuss about human ears. We hear sound through our ears. The shape of the outer part of the ear is like a funnel. You can see in the picture. When sound enters it, it travels down a canal at the end of which there is a thin stretched membrane. And this thin stretched membrane is called eardrum. It's called eardrum. It performs a very important function. Let's discuss that.
To understand what the eardrum does, let us build a tin can model of the eardrum. For this activity, we will need plastic can, knife, balloon, rubber band and few dry cereal. Take a plastic or tin can. Cut its ends. Stretch a piece of rubber balloon across one end of the can and fasten it with a rubber band. Now put 4 or 5 grains of dry cereal on the stretched rubber. Now ask your friend to speak hooray hooray from the open end. Observe what happens to the grains. The grains jump up and down.
The eardrum is like a stretched rubber sheet. Sound vibration makes the eardrum vibrate. When we shout, the eardrum vibrates because of the sound produced. The eardrum sends this vibration to the inner ear. You can see in the picture, in the inner ear. From there, the signal goes to the brain. This is how we hear. A very important thing all of us should follow and should know that we must never put a sharp, hard or pointed object or things into our ear. It can damage the eardrum. The damaged eardrum can impair hearing, means hearing loss can happen. Deafness is usually the result of inner ear or nerve damage. So be careful, children. Thank you.